My son loves eating wood very much, yet I myself am a man made of wood. To see his smile, I insisted on carving wooden toys for him with my own hands. Even though he barely paid attention to the gifts I gave him, and only cared about gnawing on wood, I never once blamed him, because I loved him far too much. But as my son gradually grew up, his appetite grew larger and larger. He ate all the wooden furniture in our home, and then set his sights on the entire wooden house. I felt helpless, yet I still repaired the house tirelessly, always unable to keep up with the speed at which my son devoured it. In the end, I had no choice but to find two thick wooden beams, to barely support the crumbling house. But one day, I saw with my own eyes my son chewing on the main roof beam. Seeing the house about to collapse, I rushed forward at once, and held my son tightly before it fell. Thankfully, neither of us was hurt, but our once warm home had turned into ruins. At that moment, my son seemed to realize the grave mistake he had made. He looked at me with a face full of guilt, but I said nothing. I simply walked away on my own, wrapped in disappointment and exhaustion. Watching my back as I left, my son seemed to understand his error. He lowered his head in confusion, his gaze falling on the windmill I had given him when he was young, as if he had made up his mind to do something. Not long after, a loud noise startled me awake. I found the windmill lying quietly in front of me, but my son was nowhere to be seen. A sense of unease surged in my heart. Just then, a faint light appeared on the distant mountaintop. I immediately ran toward it through the heavy rain, without hesitation. At last, I found my son at the top of the mountain, but when I drew closer, I saw that his eyes were tightly shut, and the flame in his chest had already gone out. I desperately blew into the small furnace, but no matter how hard I tried, the flame would not reignite. To protect me, my son had chosen to sacrifice himself. My heart was filled with regret. I gently laid my son down, and, overwhelmed with grief, placed the windmill on his chest. At that moment, a gentle breeze passed by, and the windmill slowly began to turn. Seeing this, a bold idea arose in my mind. I installed the windmill into my son's chest. When the breeze blew again and the windmill started turning once more, my son's eyes miraculously opened. I held my son tightly in my arms, leaning on each other in tears and love.